Hey everyone, welcome to the Work Time Fun Podcast. I'm your coworker L, and let's get started. On today's podcast, I'm joined by my regular guest co-host again. So fellas, if you can introduce yourselves.
Yep, it's me, Raymond.
And this is Marqui. I'm back. I'm back from vacation.
Nice. Welcome back, Marqui.
Thank you.
Back with the bad timing.
So, just a little side note, Marqui and I are in person, and one other person is remote. I don't have to name names, but we only have 3 people here, so. Anyways.
It's a cold drive.
How's everyone? How are you guys doing?
Yeah, we're good. I'm good.
I'm all right. I missed the Super Bowl, but I'm back. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Pretty bad? Missing the Super Bowl?
Yeah,
or pretty
definitely
bad?
missing the Super Bowl because the 49ers are in it. But on the other hand, I didn't get... Yeah, actually, it was bad from what I heard. So,
oh, you didn't get to watch over there?
I didn't get to watch it, but I also saw the box scores and everything.
Were you following as the scores were?
I was refreshing everything. I was, oh gosh.
Did you notice how the Niners were always mostly ahead most of the game, and then in the end we were not winning?
Barely ahead.
Yeah.
I mean, just because none of the teams could hardly score. I don't know if that's...
I mean, I heard it was a good game. It's just it didn't fall our way as a Niner
It
fan.
didn't feel like we were going to win that game, even though we were winning.
Yeah.
Dude, the first half dragged. Come on. I mean... Well, it was what?
When your team's winning, we don't care.
No, San Francisco was up at the time, weren't they?
Yeah, so we didn't care if it dragged.
Yeah, but, Mahomes is known to come back. That's his thing. So he's just that kind of player.
Oh, dude, yeah, that's
really good.
That overtime? Yeah. Holy crap, the overtime play.
We had the touchdown there, but they didn't block.
Yeah.
I forgot the dude's name, but he had to settle for a field goal. And I knew it's like, oh, they're going to get the ball, they're going to get a touchdown.
Mm-hmm. Well, a lot of things went on in that game, so made for some fun times.
Yeah.
Cool.
Not that fun.
Yeah. So what else? Anything else you can add about your trip? Did you see anything cool or go any place that's awesome?
I mean,
memorable?
So I don't know if you mentioned where you went when you went on your trip, but
I didn't mention it.
Okay,
I don't think I did.
I won't mention where I went, but I did get to see a movie.
Top secret.
Yeah.
We'll get doxxed.
No, I did get to see a movie while I was on the flight. It was Quantumania.
Oh
yeah, that was okay.
It's okay.
It never made my. I mean, it didn't make. It wasn't never on my list. I didn't expect it to be on my top 10 Marvel list, but it wouldn't have broken through anyway. But it's nice to be caught up a little bit with the Marvel universe. I mean, I know I missed out on Madam Web, and I don't know. I might watch that. But yeah, other than that, it's good. It's all right. Not the movie, but yeah. It's all right that
Are we talking about Quantumania?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay that I don't really need to see any more movies now for MCU for a while.
You're not gonna watch the other stuff you haven't seen?
Well, which ones?
What other MCU movie? We talked about the MCU movies we haven't seen. It's like we have like 3 or 4 that
I can't recall.
Oh, you guys have a whole,
haven't seen.
Between you guys have a whole list. For
That's
me,
true.
I could say
I've seen all of them, right?
Yeah,
I'm
almost
pretty
all
close.
of them. Yeah,
I'm pretty close. I think I need 5 more.
Oh,
and I'm all caught up.
Black Widow.
Black Widow's one of them.
Maybe.
I mean, you saw Quantumania, so. But yeah, Black Widow. I'd probably put Quantumania above Black Widow.
Yeah,
honestly.
It was is how I dealt with the turbulence. Watch Quantumania.
That made it more exciting.
So what'd you do for the whole flight? You only watched one movie? We just listened to music or something?
I was asleep.
Oh, the whole way? You get the butt pains?
Yeah, it was super cramped. Man, it was inhumane. Those seats were like just so like cramped. I'm flying first class next time. No way. There's no way.
That's exactly how I felt.
Yeah, no way.
It's like a 12-hour, 14-hour flight, something like that.
Yeah.
Well, the trick is to put all the weight on one butt cheek. So you can transfer the weight every like 2 hours.
Right. Well, I didn't have anyone next to me, and I had an aisle seat.
Oh, that's perfect.
I had an aisle seat, and then no one was next to me, and all of a sudden, like an hour into the flight, the stewardess asked me if she could seat someone next to me because their entertainment center wasn't working. So
You
they
said no?
reseated next to me. I was like, oh, and this person was pretty wide too. So I was like, so from then on, it was just horrible.
So did you give up the armrest?
I gave up the armrest, and yeah, it was bad.
You should have asked them, like, can I raise the armrest and we'll just kind of overlap a little?
No, I felt bad for the person because that person really was. He was a white person, so couldn't.
I was like, I heard white.
Well, no.
White.
White is in white is in like wide turn. Yeah.
And his complaint was no entertainment center.
Yeah,
but his TV wasn't working.
His TV wasn't working. That's all right though.
Should have said tough shit.
Tough. No,
wait,
it's
oops,
all right. It's too
I'll
long. It's too long of a flight for him not to have anything. So, oh well.
Dude, I had 2 iPhones. I had headphones.
Yeah, no,
I had battery packs.
I hear you.
Should have let him have one of your 5 devices.
I thought about bringing that stuff, but I just remember every international flight I'm on, they have a pretty stacked entertainment like option.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of music, a bunch of TV shows, a bunch of movies.
Right.
I had a great selection. I saw Black Adam.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
I did like all the Justice League members, so Justice Society, or whatever the hell they're called.
Yeah.
But anyway.
From that, I just remember, is it Hawkman?
Yeah.
Is he in that movie? It's getting his ass kicked every time.
Well, he played that character really well. I like them as Hawkman. Between him and what's his name? Pierce Brosnan's character.
Oh, not Doctor Strange. I think it was
Dr. Fate.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like those 2 characters. They were cool.
Yeah, that movie was awful, from what I remember. I saw 3 movies like back to back. Like I thought, and I still had time, like plenty of time.
Yeah,
I flew to where you guys went last year, like last February. So,
oh yeah, I watched a lot of movies because I didn't get any sleep at all. So it was a little different and rough for me. But yeah, I mean, Quantumania, that it had a lot of, I guess, poor ratings, you could say. It did not meet a lot of people's expectations. You know, if we put in a Work Time Fun podcast rating. And I think it was somewhat below my expectations as well. I don't even recall if we talked about it when we ranked it, but you guys didn't see it, so you can't really rank it anyways. Not like it was your top 10 anyways. It wasn't in yours, right, Raymond?
No.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't watch it.
Okay.
Any Ant-Man movie was not in mine.
Gotcha. I don't think it was in our top 10s anyways.
Yeah, those aren't great movies. They're just good.
Hey,
I'm surprised
Ant-Man 1 was pretty good.
Trilogy.
I like Ant-Man 1.
I said they're good.
Yeah.
But I saw Ant-Man 1. I saw Marqui, I think, in the theater.
Oh, yeah.
And then I was like, I don't think I needed an Ant-Man 2 after watching Ant-Man 1.
Right.
Yeah, because you have to get the Wasp. That's but yeah, anyway, it kind of wasn't necessary. But they're just expanding on it, and that's how they also got the mom back. So expand the story.
Oh, in the second movie?
Yeah, for Ant-Man and the Wasp. Mm-hmm.
This didn't feel necessary. It felt like outside of the universe. I know it's he did play a role in the Endgame, but I'm just not a big fan of Ant-Man in general, I guess. I don't think he's that interesting of a character.
No love for Ant-Man. He's a cool dude. Paul Rudd.
Cool. Paul Rudd's cool.
Yeah.
The guy's like 6 years old. He looks like he's 20.
He's got that longevity, that youthful look.
Yeah, it's called wealth.
Oh yeah. The blood of young children. I was kidding. Never mind. I'll cut that
out. What is that?
Please don't cut that out. Please leave that in.
Oh, you ever heard about that? Which celebrity talked about it? They would get like, not like Botox, but similar type of injections. And they found out that it was because it was like the blood of like
children.
Children.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, I don't know in what sense. I don't want to speak out of
So
incorrectly.
There's a comedy called Silicon Valley. They made that joke. Like the guy to keep himself young.
Mm-hmm.
He got like a young like model like transfuse blood into him so he could stay youthful. So they're like sitting in couches next to each other.
I
with
don't think
IVs.
I don't think it was a blood transfusion, but it was definitely like injections or something of that sort. So, yeah, it was really. I'll have to look that up next time.
Maybe
So,
that joke was inspired by that story.
yeah, probably was. It's yeah. All right, don't want to get canceled anymore. So, Raymond, what was your past week like?
Anymore.
Mhm.
I watched one movie
Mhm.
since we last recorded, and I saw Raya and the Last Dragon. So continuing
yes.
along with these Disney movies.
Mhm.
And you guys, Omar, you said you watched it. Did you watch it?
I watched it. Oh, that was a while back. That was like pandemic times, I think. Right?
Yeah, it's like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
3 years ago, maybe.
No, yeah, because I remember
2021.
they tried to actually make it something you had to pay for to see first.
Mm-hmm.
So for like an early release, you had to pay for it.
Like an extra $30.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually paid.
Yeah.
Because it was this movie was kind of a big deal, but it didn't seem to. Well, now in hindsight, the movie was kind of not that big of a deal.
Yeah, I felt the same way too. It was being pushed as like having so much gravitas, like at the time before it was released. But then when you actually watched it, it was like, okay, it's just like any other kind of animated movie, right?
I think it's like the first to have like a Southeast Asian cast.
Oh, okay.
They never went to that part of Asia before, like the brown Asians.
Mm.
And it sounds racist on podcasts, but I'm a brown Asian, so
let's clarify that.
So I can say that. The more jungly Asian.
Mm-hmm. When you say Southeast Asian, as far as like the characters, or you mean the cast, the actual people involved?
I think the cast too. It was like a Vietnamese cast. I mean, no, not a Vietnamese cast. The lead actress is the girl from Star Wars.
Oh, her. Okay.
Kelly.
Who? Just kidding.
Oh, hey.
She might be in it. I don't know.
Kelly who? Kelly Tran.
No, it's Kelly. I think it's Kelly Tran.
Yeah, Kelly Tran. Right?
I don't want to type on my keyboard and make noise. And others. I don't know who there's.
Awkwafina. I remember Awkwafina.
Yeah.
She was a little dragon, right?
This is that stretch where Awkwafina's like in every Disney movie.
Yeah,
it feels like she is.
It almost felt annoying. It was, I'm sorry to say, but oh gosh, it's just
I like Awkwafina, but she is kind of obnoxious in this movie. She is the dragon.
Yep, I remember that much at least.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good movie. I don't know why it does feel kind of hollow. Like there's something lacking in this movie. I think maybe it moves too fast. Like there's no time for this movie to breathe. Like they're kind of speeding through the story. It's kind of like a Seven Samurai situation where as she travels from each kingdom, she picks up a new friend. If you remember the story.
Vaguely. I'm trying to remember. So I know there's like this village or something, right? Originally.
It's like one large village, but they were splintered into 5 separate kingdoms because it's like they don't trust each other or something, or there's like friction.
Yeah.
I guess it's like a MacGuffin, like a shiny ball that keeps this evil spirit out. And they're protecting it. And then the leader of that kingdom wants to bring everyone together, so he invites everyone for dinner. But it turns out it was kind of one of the splintered kingdoms kind of just wants to steal the ball for themselves.
Okay. Yes.
And it breaks, and then it breaks into like 5 shards, and everyone grabs one.
I remember that part.
When that happens, some like evil spirit comes out and turns everyone to statues.
That's right.
And then the movie is just collecting those 5 shards. So one by one, Raya is on this adventure to get the pieces and put the ball back together. That's kind of the quick summary of it. Yeah. I remember around this time, the movie Coco came out.
Was that around the same time?
Coco's probably a year or two before.
Yeah, I remember it being a little bit before this.
And I thought that movie was great. That's like an all-Mexican cast and digs into, I guess, it's steeped with like Mexican culture. Encanto was 2022, I think. That's like Colombian culture. It has a mostly Colombian cast. And I thought that movie was great too. I don't know why this one felt lacking.
Yeah, I'm trying to
It's
think.
just
I mean, in a way, in Kanto, it just felt like it had a lot of heart to it. I don't know if
in
that
Kanto.
makes sense. Yeah, like, or maybe it just made you feel for the characters more. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I think
Yeah.
the plot I think is probably what's probably the key thing that's lacking in Raya. It's
Mhm.
kind of a derivative. I don't know. It looks good. It's a good
Yeah.
movie. It's not a bad movie.
Yeah. I remember being
And
decent. Yeah.
I think also the Southeast Asian representation thing. I think they cast the net too wide.
Mhm.
Like it's there's I think there's too big of a culture that they're trying to kind of pull pieces from. So it feels kind of like a generic representation of Southeast Asian culture.
Yeah. Because
Like I don't see any of my culture in this movie really. It feels like I'm watching it feels like Thai culture to me when I look at it.
time. I was
That's
getting the feeling of like it's kind of Chinese, but kind of.
Chinese already have their movie.
Yeah. But I mean, that's what it felt like to me because it just, or maybe that's the problem. It was kind of generic enough where it wasn't too specific. So like,
Yeah, I feel like they should have narrowed down a little
yeah.
more.
So I get your whole wide net thing because it was just too generic. There wasn't
Yeah.
too much that we can't connect to it because there's no real history to what we were watching. It was just like,
hmm
Oh,
okay, there's a story. It's kind of generic, so it made it kind of hollow because we couldn't really connect with it in any way.
wait. So it wasn't based on anything like in real life?
Oh
then?
no, it's totally like what's it called?
No.
I think visually
Fiction.
maybe like you'll see stuff like I don't know soup and spices.
Well, I mean, like, did they have like a weapon?
Houses on sticks.
But
like
like
the
not the
weapons.
culture,
Right, I see.
like the way they were. I don't.
It's
The way
not
the
very
villages are.
culture specific, I guess.
Yeah. I think that's where we're going at with that.
I think, but it's also the story is maybe not the right story to tell. Like it didn't feel very inspired. I'm not gonna come off too negative. I think it's a good movie.
Mhm.
The action scenes are really fun to watch. Of course, it's sword fighting and martial arts, but
Of course, that's
but those scenes are kind of intense. Like my kid was getting a little scared to see like knives and swords, and I think there's a scene where there's like dead bodies, but they're like skeletons and they're
yeah.
like impaled on spikes.
Mhm. Was that like in a desert scene? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
early on. It's the first shard that she collects.
Yeah.
Like the whole kingdom is like wiped out. I
Mhm.
think. Yeah, that's all I saw.
Rating recommendations.
Oh, it's good. It's
Yep.
still a solid movie. Yeah, it's good to see. I know Disney gets criticized for these hollow attempts at inclusion and diversity, but they're the only ones doing it. They're the only ones trying it.
That's true.
So I mean, watch it and maybe they'll make a sequel that or a follow up. Yeah, it's good.
That point that you're making about inclusion and all that diversity and that, I think
Mhm.
they are because there's been a lot of shows I'm noticing in Disney Plus. I'm not sure you've seen any, but there was American Born Chinese. That was a show that was on Disney Plus.
Yeah, it was I think my wife was watching. I saw the first episode.
Yeah. Unfortunate news. It's not getting a second season. So
Yeah, it
They're
kind
being
of
canceled.
strays a lot from the comic, but it's cool that they adapted the comic.
oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know it was a comic book or based on a comic book.
Yeah.
Okay. And then there's another one. What was it called? Oh, it was like actually pretty graphic for a Disney Plus show. Damn, I can't remember. But anyways, the point I'm trying to make is that there's just a lot more shows that are okay, branching out into different cultures.
Mhm.
So I thought that's pretty cool, Disney.
It's good that they're at least trying.
Cool. So, I mean, what else? I guess for me, the only significant show or movie I've watched, I'd say, is probably House of Ninjas, and that's something I really think that is worth watching because it's not just your typical ninjas going around and fighting people. It's kind of like a family story. So, it's got some heart. It's got a little bit of I mean, they try to make some light mood and funny tones, but overall, it's a family movie about ninjas and how they deal with loss and trauma and recovering from that. So I think. It does delve into like a kind of, how do you explain it? A deeper system or the lore of ninjas in current existence, in this current world. Like this current world that we're living in. Like there's a whole sublayer system of how ninjas are part of the secret government organization.
Like licensed ninjas.
Yeah. And it like, so there's a whole set of rules and like different things that they have to follow. So it gets kind of quirky in that way. Or, well, not quirky, but I hate to say interesting, but it is interesting. It's like, oh, okay, this is why they have to do things a certain way and can't stray. But of course, they break the rules, and that's when all this chaos happens. So,
did you finish it?
I did. I binged it probably in a couple days.
So I noticed it's 8 episodes, under an hour each. How's the pacing?
Ooh, pacing. Honestly, I had a hard time in the beginning. It felt kind of slow, but I get it. They were just trying to just introduce us into this world and see what's going on. But even then, I still felt like it was slow because it was just slowly showing us what this seemingly normal family have these special skills. Not special abilities, but just special skills because they're all ninjas. And so they're just kind of showcasing each family member's like kind of special skills in a normal like real life setting. Yeah. But then it picks up and then you kind of get what the whole story is. Like I mentioned, they're dealing with the trauma. The father decides that the family's going to stop being ninjas for the government, and some new threat, rises. So then the government's like, "Hey, we need you back," and then it kind of goes through those events.
Does it conclude? Is there an actual conclusion? Like, is it open ended?
Yes, both. So they totally leave it open to a second season.
I see.
Yeah. So I mean, it concludes. It's not particularly good. It seems good at first, but then it doesn't. And then that's how you know, oh yeah, they're definitely alluding to a season 2.
I see.
So, excuse me one moment. All right, momentary pause there, but we are back. So, I was just talking about House of Ninjas. So, pretty much I'll just wrap it up. Good show. I believe everyone should watch it. It's got a little bit of heart. It's got a lot of action. And it kind of leads into something that we can watch for another season. So I'll just leave it with that. It's meets expectations in a kind of sense.
Cool.
All right. So on to the next topic, which is, of course, solo leveling. I know we are watching episode, 6 and 7?
6 and 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so you guys have notes on it?
I don't have
have
detailed notes for this. You have something?
I have a little bit. So, I mean, solo leveling episode 6, titled "The Real Hunt Begins." So this is after Jinwoo defeats the spider dungeon boss, right? And then that's when all the hunters start coming back.
Right.
So, jogging your guys' memory on it?
Yes.
So
Wait, I thought he fights the spider in episode 6, right?
No, it's pretty much, it's over. He's already defeated the spider.
Oh. I thought in 5 he was about to fight the spider.
Is that what it is? No. No, it's...
5 at the end, maybe they get trapped.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah, they get trapped at the end. And he's about to fight.
Okay, so this is the part where he fights the spider and defeats it.
Yeah.
That's where I'm getting at.
Okay.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, and then the guild comes back and checks up on them. All right.
Yeah, not the guild, that party.
That party.
Yeah, the backstabbing party.
And that was all in the same was all in the same episode? I think this episode was just him defeating the spider, right?
Oh no, I'm getting
man, here we go. And cut. No, just kidding.
We're gonna have to look. Let me do a quick view on my screen here.
We're gonna pause for an hour and watch.
We're gonna rewatch the episode, guys. Okay, hold on.
We're gonna have to rewatch the show. Oh dear.
Get our live reaction. It's just breathing.
I was thinking about that. Remember, I told you guys.
We'll dub it.
I don't really talk when I watch movies. So.
It's a skill. You have to learn it. But anyway, so I'm looking into solo leveling episode 6, just a quick.
Okay.
And it starts off with the other hunters coming back into the dungeon after they said that they would leave to get their equipment.
Okay, so they just finished killing the spider.
Yep. So episode 6, Jinwoo's already defeated the spider because it's the hunter, the other group coming back through the portal. That's literally the start of it. And then they're like saying, "Oh man, those two, the D rank and the E rank." Like, actually, first they were saying, "Oh, that spider." The hunter leader was asking one of his guys, "Do you think you could have taken that by yourself?" And the guy was like, "Nah, I can't do that." He's like, "Me too. It would have been a tough fight." So.
Oh, so there's no fight with the spider?
That was the previous episode. That was episode 5.
Oh.
Yeah, so episode 5 is the whole battle and him defeating it. Or Jinwoo defeating the spider.
I could have sworn I said, I wish he fought the spider in that episode.
Yeah.
When we last recorded.
Were we getting into episode?
When we record episode 5, I remember I said something like, "I wish he fought the spider in that episode."
Mm-hmm.
But I guess it's the Mandela effect, and none of this is real.
We'll have to go back and re-listen. That's good. Was it episode 5 that we talked about, or was it episode
5 was the last one we recorded.
Okay.
We're doing 6 and 7.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. We'll have to re-listen to our own stuff.
I do appreciate that. I remember I asked, like, what is their plan? What are they doing? And they did explain it in the beginning or some point in the episode. Why they're doing it the way, like, why they decided to leave them behind without mining any crystals. Mm-hmm. They assumed the spider would kill those two, and the spider would be sleepy again.
Yeah,
and then they'd walk back in.
Yeah,
but it's like, but then they blocked off the entrance. But he's like, "Oh no, there's a secret tunnel or something from the top."
Mm-hmm.
It's like, wow, that's weirdly elaborate. But okay, I'll go with it.
Yeah.
But at least they explained it. Because I was like, this plan sounds weird. It's still kind of weird.
It's just what they decided to do, right?
Yeah.
So then, yeah, that's where the episode picks up on. And then the hunter group comes back to find that they're actually not dead, that they're alive. Jinwoo and Jinho, right? And they're like, how'd you guys survive? Like, what? Mm-hmm. And then it's all, it must have been the dude with his armor. And that's when they bring up the whole, that guy dressed up in armor, saying it's probably worth hundreds of millions of dollars.
He did play a bigger role than I thought.
Yeah. I was listening back to our episode, like, you were wondering, they kept mentioning about his armor and him being rich. They might expand on it, right? And they did.
Yeah, it might have meaning in this story.
Yeah, you're right. I was just thinking, oh man, he's just going to die. So. Oh man, how about you, Marky? Any thoughts on it?
Oh, well, so far what we've discussed, or
yeah.
No, I was actually, I didn't know what was gonna happen when everyone came back. Actually, I knew he was gonna beat them all. I didn't know exactly what he was gonna do to them, but what their fates would be. But dang, that was pretty bad.
Are you talking about the hunters?
Yeah, when they came back. Yeah, for sure they would got wrecked, but I didn't know it was going to be like that. Wow.
Yeah. Now, I got a little bit of clarification. So, Jinwoo was thinking, okay, was it during the spider fight? He was just kind of thinking, okay, the snake that Casca, the snake that he fought before,
yeah, right?
He said, okay, that's got to be like D rank. And then the golem that he one-shotted, that he said is definitely D rank or below.
Right.
And then so he's just kind of gauging where he's at. So he said he's level 18 at the start of fighting the spider boss. And he says this is a C rank, so he had no fear of facing the spider. So he was getting a little bit, I guess, more confidence in, getting more confident, having that confidence in himself, being able to take on stronger magic beasts, or especially a C rank dungeon boss all by himself.
He's doing dungeon math or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it kind of helps us as an audience because, okay, he's not in a leveling of traditional way where the world has established, okay, you're an S rank down to an E rank. His are numerical numbers. So he's trying to kind of gauge like his level 18 is comparable to maybe a C or higher D rank, something like that. Because he's able to take, or maybe even a B rank. Who knows? Because he was able to, well, he did solo the spider, but not without trouble, right?
Right.
Like he had to use a full recovery. He had to do like all his tricks.
Right.
And I think the most important item is his dagger, right?
Right.
Yeah. Which, like, after he repeatedly stabbed the spider's eye, just got off.
This was episode 5 from last week.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just kind of recapping.
I gotcha.
Yeah. And then getting to the point where he is now. And then so after he defeated the spider, of course, he got, all the level ups again. So he's even in higher level. So Jinho actually mentioned that when Jinwoo was facing those hunters that were going to come back and kill them, he's all saying, oh man, he looks even tougher than when he fought the spider. Which, I mean, yeah, he looked that way, but in reality, he actually was because he did level up.
Yeah.
He leveled up after beating a spider. So technically, yeah, he was. And then so, the other cool thing was like the quest log, the quest mission that he had. It was all like, okay, it changed. It changed to, well, I don't know if it changed, but it definitely encouraged him to have to defeat or actually kill those 6 hunters. Because otherwise he would die. So he started realizing the system is using him, wants him to survive. And so he's like, okay, he's going to let the system use him, and so that he could level up and become even more powerful.
Right.
So I don't know. It's like a self-realization of some sort. I don't know if you guys remember that part.
Yeah, I remember that sequence.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's learning how to. Well, he's probably learned already, but he's manipulating the system to work for him and what he needs.
Yeah, because it's also manipulating him to get him stronger.
It's continuously pushing him forward and pushing him up. Yeah.
And then I think at this moment is like when he actually starts becoming like a demon in his own way.
Oh, he loses his humanity.
Yeah, like he kept talking about that because he said, all right, this is the first time the hunter said, have you ever killed a human before? And then he hasn't. But when it came time to actually fight and kill them, he had no hesitation.
Right.
Like he just went full on demon mode on all of them.
It was just one hit kills.
Yeah.
Wasn't his own life at threat if he didn't do it or something?
Yeah. I mean, that was the quest mission. He said, if you don't defeat them all, then, your heart will stop. You'll die. Basically, it's either he kills them or they kill him. So that's basically what happened.
I feel like he doesn't care about his life anymore. He's just leveling up now,
Oh, he cares about his life.
Well, like, he doesn't care if he dies. It's pretty much.
No. What doesn't kill him makes him stronger.
Yeah.
Quote from the beginning.
It's different from when he was like
Crunchyroll.
He was like desperate. Yeah.
This one was a little bit different though, because he also said that he felt He felt angry that this hunter group thought they had a chance of actually defeating him. Like he felt angry that they thought they could take him on. And so I was like, man, I don't know if you like turn that into arrogance now or what, but kind of,
right,
in a way. Because like even that one boss, the leader of that hunter group, he's like, okay, he put that self buff on him. He's like, all right, there's no way this guy can cut me because I got like super thick skin now or whatever.
Too easy.
And then like, so instead of slicing him, Jinwoo just like freaking face plants him with his hand on the ground and like, holy crap.
Yeah, he is OP. I'm not sure what level rank that guy was, the leader of that team.
I think he mentioned he was C rank.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he has an important sibling or something.
Yeah, so they allude
to be revealed later. Or was it already revealed?
It's kind of alluded at the end of the episode.
They don't say what rank his sibling is or whatever.
No, but based on how you see it,
yeah.
I mean, not even the manhwa. The dude lives in like some penthouse or someplace high up in a building. He has an assistant. he's talking about, okay, we have, a busy schedule with the guild. Is going to deal with the guild business. So that means he's definitely S rank.
Yeah, I knew that from the manual, but or from what I heard.
Oh, so. Yeah, you saw it?
Okay. Yeah, spoilers.
Yeah. I'm trying to keep myself... I said I would previously that I would look into the manhwa, but I think I'm just going to hold myself back so I can keep theorizing stuff. Maybe along with Raymond, too. So maybe we could riff off each other, see who's right.
Right.
Oh, well.
I don't know. Are you going to read up on the manhwa, Raymond?
No, I don't want to spend money. And I don't like reading on a screen for a long time.
Oh, weren't you going to get the physical books?
Yeah, I saw a Barnes & Noble. It's like, I don't want to buy these. I saw Soma Spider So What on the shelf.
Oh, yeah?
I was going to get Marqui a copy.
I see.
Nice.
But I was like, I don't want to spend that kind of money right now. Maybe they're discounted.
Wait for it.
I thought the scene was kind of weird in the sense that when Jinwoo was killing these guys, they kept reacting like, how is this E grade killing our C grade fighter?
Yeah.
Like they're so like they still can't get over that he's such a low rank.
Yeah, they're flabbergasted.
Yeah, and they're like he's like having an easy time with these higher ranked fighters. But they're not more shocked that these people are actually getting killed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, like someone's head gets cut off. He's like, oh, how did an E rank do that? It's like, dude, your buddy just got killed. There should be more terror in your. You know what I mean? Like it feels like the wrong reaction or the wrong thing to get hung up on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see your point there. I think they're a little desensitized, maybe. Well,
because they're ready, friends, right?
They're ready to kill those guys. Maybe they weren't such great friends, anyways. Since they're killers.
But they're just one-hit kills. Like, I'd be worried. I'm like, what's going on?
Like, but in that same token, yeah, exactly. Like, what the hell?
It's in the back of my mind. Like, if I'm in that spot, I wouldn't be thinking, oh man, how's an E rank doing this? It's like, oh my god, yeah, this guy's gonna kill us.
Well, see,
I'm gonna die.
It's because a lot of them were still underestimating Jinwoo. They thought, okay, maybe he is a little bit higher, or he has some special weapon, which he does, the dagger, with the paralysis and whatever debuffs. So even the hunter leader, whatever his name is, I forgot already. He was all totally underestimated. He's like, yeah, okay, you can take those guys on, but I'm a different species. I'm different. I'm built different.
Yeah.
So he says, let me do my power up, and there's no way you're gonna take me on. And then Jinwoo just totally slams his face.
Right, but I know for me at that point, if he slices all these guys with just no resistance, there'd be no difference between him being level 50 or level 5,000. You know what I mean? You wouldn't know. You wouldn't be able to gauge it because he's killing these people.
They all have the same fleshy necks.
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
But I mean, they're all doing this before they're getting killed.
Right, and they're not even putting their defenses up. They're just talking.
You think at this point, okay, he's leveled up the spider. He's maybe 20 something level.
Right.
Sure.
I think if he did reach level 1,000 or 100, whatever, it would be over in a flash instead of the sequences that we saw.
I see.
Because even the leader said, "Oh, he took down my guys in seconds." So I think later on it's going to allude to people like that. He's just going to kill instantly, or maybe not even have to
just breathe on
something like that.
I guess the reaction was just was weird.
Yeah, I think I get you. It was weird in the sense that they didn't care that their teammates were dying to this guy. Well, to take that back, I think the other ones were getting scared a little bit, but then by then it's too late because Jinwoo just sliced them all.
They're getting scared, but in their monologue, their inner monologue is like, "How is an E rank doing this to a C rank or whatever?" It's like that's the thought in your head. It's like, shit, I gotta get out of here. I'm going to get killed.
That's they're still underestimating him. I think the anime doesn't do a good job explaining it, but I mean, how do I say it? Because everyone knows or expects Jinwoo to be the weakest hunter of all mankind, right? They keep expressing that almost every episode.
Yeah.
And then, so the expectation is like, dude, this guy is so weak. How could he possibly, he gets hurt from just being in a D rank dungeon normally.
Mhm.
How can this guy be a threat to us? There's no way. So it's just that disbelief in them. Because normally he's an E rank and shouldn't be able to take them on. But then because he has these special level ups, I mean, it's a different story.
I guess,
or now it is.
I guess seeing your peers get murdered is not like something. Maybe it's something they're desensitized to.
Yeah.
Maybe they've seen their peers get murdered violently in the past, and they have.
I mean, as hunters,
no sense of trauma or.
I think they all kind of were, because they were down to kill Jinwoo and Jinho anyways. So they were ready to. They had murderous intent. They were ready to kill. So like just seeing someone else murdered to them is just like whatever, just another day.
Yeah.
But I mean, like again, I said the anime didn't really explain it that very well. So we're just led to our own theories and guesses.
So what goes on? So he obliterates his team, and then the report goes back to the association, I believe.
Yeah, I think to the guilds. Whoever like pretty much takes charge of like who's going to be responsible for clearing this gate.
It's the same guy that they reported it back when he came back from the double dungeon. When Jinwoo came back, and it seemed like it didn't like even click at all to him. Like it did, but
that manager guy.
Yeah,
it kind of did, because he said, "Oh, it's that same guy from the double dungeon." So, and then, but he's just like whatever. What really alerted them was knowing the leader was the older brother of the.
That's weird, because to me he came back from this like super traumatizing double dungeon, and then he obliterates. I mean, he's the only, and then him and this other guy is the only survivor of this giant spider cave and the crystals. And then that manager or whoever that leader of the association, he's like, okay. So he's like, and that's what alerts them is that he killed the younger brother or the other brother of the super.
Point, it's not like they're not suspecting Jinwoo of killing them. They're just thinking that the other hunters died during the raid.
Okay, so this guy has super luck. This Jinwoo guy is like super lucky.
It's just like he's lucky, and then it was the guy with the whole Jinho, with his millions of dollars worth of armor and weapons that killed the spider.
I can see that. Yeah. He's just super lucky to make it out of these things. Yeah.
Actually, the first comment that he made was, they must have ran away from that's how they survived.
Right.
And they said, no, the dungeon boss was defeated, but these are the only two survivors. So.
Right.
So, like, he just naturally assumed, okay, whatever.
Yeah, the guys sacrificed themselves.
Something, where, like, it wasn't that big of a deal to him.
All right.
Yeah. At least that was my understanding of it. I don't know if you guys felt differently.
I mean, yeah, I can see that. Only because I'm looking at it from the perspective of what we saw inside the cave. So I'm not thinking of it from someone who didn't see what was going on inside the cave.
Gotcha. Yeah. I took it as seeing, what they thought from the information they had, which was just, hey, the two lowest ranked guys made it out, but the higher ranked guys didn't. Oh, just another bad day in a dungeon. I don't know. So, and then I think this episode ends with Jinwoo just like, and Jinho just being outside of the dungeon. Just, I guess, it's starting to rain. I'm glad I told her to bring an umbrella. I think he was referring to his sister from that morning before he entered the dungeon. I don't know if that's any significant, but it's just something there. And then I don't think they allude to anything yet, but
maybe it's a show of some kind of humanity.
Yeah, before he starts losing himself.
That he cares about someone.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. So there's still humanity in him, and he's not just a cold-blooded killer.
Yeah, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Right. I think that's how the episode ends. Episode 6. You guys remember?
So go ahead. That sounds right. That sounds like an ending.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just that's the ending of it for episode 6. I'll skim it through real quick. Yeah, so it's the whole fight and then them being outside. That was the ending. Oh no, the actual ending was when you get to find out that the younger brother finds out his brother died, and then he instantly knows he was murdered. It wasn't no,
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Then that's when he wants to find out what happened. So that's when it leads to episode 7. All right, episode 7, which I think this one is called. I have notes here.
And while he's looking at notes, so what did you guys think of the episode? You guys want to put a ranking on it?
Actually, we could. Hold on, I was just looking at stuff. Yeah, episode 6. I liked it. I think though that I wish the animation was better, because I feel like when I see some art from the manhwa that's related to this anime, I feel like the manga is like more better drawn than what we were watching in the anime.
Are you following along with the manhwa?
Not purposely, but like when I scroll through Twitter or online social media, then I just happen to see. Yeah.
Are they posting
So
like
people
pictures?
will post like, oh, comparison of the anime to the manhwa. So it's like the same scenes, but yeah, it's the art. So I really like the art that's in the manhwa. It looks really cool, like nicely drawn. And then the anime is like, it's kind of just like scribbled in. Well, not scribbled in, but
it's a step down.
Yeah, in my opinion, yeah.
Interesting.
In order to make it more, I don't know, easier to animate, I guess. I don't know. I'm not into animation. I can't explain, but it just felt like it's like there's not as much detail, so they don't have to put as much work into the details of the animation as compared to, a static screen or image. Where you can put a lot of detail in.
They can't. Okay.
Yeah. That's my take on it. But I mean, the basis is still there. What happens, what's going on with the story, that's all still there. So, which I like in animated or motion picture form. Easier for me to read or watch. This episode, I'd say, it's still meeting my expectations a little bit, maybe even a little bit above. Because, man, I didn't think he was going to go full out wipe out that hunter party.
Oh, yeah, I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I was like, oh, man, he just totally wiped them out. Especially when he just slammed that guy's face. Oh, yeah. It was like bittersweet victory. Mm-hmm. Bittersweet in the sense that, yeah, he's leveled up, he's getting powerful, but he had to do it by killing those guys.
Yeah.
But,
but they had a history of doing that with a lot of people, so.
Those guys had it coming, so. Eventually, yeah. And we got to witness it as viewers of this anime.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm just putting myself in that world, just like in that perspective, like what you're saying. Those guys were doing it for a while. And then, they, just like, kind of like in real life, you do something bad, eventually you get caught.
And Jinwoo figured it out. He said, oh, they had been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. And he even pointed out, it's like, you're asking for mercy when you've tried to kill me 3 times? This is the 3rd time you tried to kill me. So it's like, okay, yeah, I don't think so. So, I just like, man, just the confidence that he's just coming off of Jinwoo. It's like, oh, man, that's awesome.
Yeah, no, it exceeded expectations. I thought it was a better episode.
All right, maybe I'll have to change my review. Exceeds expectations. I said it was above. Definitely above a meets for me. Yeah. Maybe even exceed. Yeah, that exceeds expectations.
Yeah, I think it was a better episode than most of them. Yeah. So, but I mean, it was really good. A
lot
of them are pretty good, but this one I really liked too.
Mm-hmm. Raymond, yourself?
It's like meets expectations. It's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. It's just there.
You leveled up.
Yeah.
Action packed. Not so much of. I think last time you said, "Oh, Jinho's gonna like describe everything that's going on," but not too much of that.
He's still doing it, but it was. I don't see it as egregious as that one episode.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just going to be a thing moving forward.
Yeah.
Like, they're not animating this per week. They animated this like a year or two ago, so they're not listening. Like, oh yeah, we should probably find a different way to convey this story.
Yeah. But I think it's still the same way how it is in the manhwa. So it's like how it already is, it's going to be. So
Yeah. Well, I think it works better in a comic book to have all that. Like I said, like a Spider-Man comic.
Yeah.
He's always thinking. He's always describing, but it works better in comic form.
Gotcha. Cool. All right. So next episode, which is, what's it titled? Oh, yeah, I had my notes up here.
So I'm going to fight another monster.
It could sound like that. It's a Solo Leveling episode 7. Let's see how far I can go.
Yeah. This one, these two episodes kind of blur for me, but I just know he how does he get a key? He like gets like a little box and there's like a key inside.
So that was one of his like accomplishments. His missions was to kill that team,
and that was the reward.
Right, that was the reward.
Okay. And he bought chicken for his sister.
I don't remember that part, but yeah.
There's a scene where they're eating.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So basically, I think it starts off with he basically returns home.
Yeah.
Actually, no, technically it starts with that other hunter guy saying that, hey, I need information on who are the survivors. So he finds out it's Jinwoo and Jinho. And then he wants to, pretty much he asks his assistant, what's the penalty for killing someone? So like, man, he has it in for them. So he already knows. But then his schedule is so busy, so he can't get to it. So he tells his assistant, all right, schedule me in to murder this guy. Basically.
Oh.
And then it moves on. I forgot what part that happened, but that's in the episode. Anyways, yeah. So you said he bought chicken. He said, hey, I'll be able to help pay mom's bills and rent for a while now. So it's like, oh, what the heck?
Oh, because his rich friend let him keep the reward, right? Like some like diamond or something.
Well, they explain that later. So, I mean, aside from what Jinwoo earned himself from the spider and some stuff, the other guy, Jinho, he shares like half of his winnings or whatever you call it with him. So that's how he was able to get a lot more money this time around, I guess. But anyways, it also gets to the point where, okay, they're eating chicken. Then another interesting point is that Jinwoo starts drinking, and he gets a notice about debuff. Then it gets canceled out. Then he's like, "Huh? What the hell's going?" At first, I didn't get it. I had to kind of rewatch it and pause it. I thought he was getting a debuff for drinking beer. But then what was happening was that it was a debuff, but his innate ability was canceling it out. So, like I went back and I took some pictures, and pretty much from defeating Casca, the spider, whatever you call it. Oh, no, sorry, not from defeating the spider, but from him from the first double dungeon. Just for surviving that, he had a long-lasting buff called Health and Longevity, which is he gets an immunity, disables toxic and abnormal conditions, and has improved regenerative capacity. So that's how he was able, that's when he mentioned he was able to regenerate his limbs after losing them when he got slaughtered in that double dungeon. And then this is why when he's drinking beer, it's a debuff, but then it cancels out because it's a toxin that harms his body. So
he's like a Wolverine kind of.
Yeah, it's like super healing factor. And then the other part is he also looks at the other skill. This is, I think, leading up to the point where Marcus talked about when he gets his reward. So when he kills those hunters, he gets the active skill, Murderous Intent. So it costs him 100 magic points, but he can cast Panic, which is a debuff, and all abilities from his enemies are get cut in half, minus 50%. It's called a powerful aura that puts the enemy in a state of panic for 1 minute. Multiple targets can be specified.
Did he use that against the Cerberus?
I don't think he was able to.
Okay.
I don't think he had that yet or knew about it yet. I'm trying to remember when.
I do remember he put like like an effect on him, and then the Cerberus had like a 3 minutes of like immunity or something.
Yeah. Well, in the beginning, he tried to do all his skills to try to attack it, and then as soon as he, as soon as he got too close or whatever, then Cerberus did his 3 minute like double power up or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then that was the first time where like, holy crap, he was just getting his ass handed to him. Oh, another bad word, sorry. But anyways, Jinwoo, actually we didn't even get to talk to that part. That's when he excuse me, he gets a reward, which is the key, right? I think that was from defeating those guys.
Right.
Yeah.
That's how he gets access to the special dungeon or special.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Gate.
I think the other thing that also happened was that he saw that he would get the recipe for
to help his mom. Yeah.
Okay. to cure any illness or
Right.
whatever. So before he even goes to that dungeon, he visits his mom in the hospital.
Right.
And he just like kind of talks about, okay, you know what? I got to do this. And then, you know, it implies that he has to do this for his mom. So he's going to do this dungeon and figure out how to do it. So full of arrogance, you know, very confident, overconfident this time. Because it even says when he enters that, hey, this is going to be an S rank, you know, difficulty. And he's like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you guys see that part when he enters into the dungeon for the tower to fight Cerberus.
So I always felt like his motivation, part of it to be a hunter was for his mom's sake. But I guess that was never the case until now.
No, I think you're still right. Because he wanted to cure his mom, so he was willing to do this.
Well, I think he wants to pay for her hospital bills, right? Like he needed more money.
Oh, that's for him becoming a hunter in the first place, yeah.
That's what I mean. Like,
okay.
Like episode 1 or 2.
Mm-hmm.
His only motivation is to make more money so he could pay rent, take care of his sister, and pay his mom's medical bills.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, I don't know, like, I always found that motivation kind of weak because he's always near death in these dungeons.
Mm-hmm.
I thought part of his motivation was that he could find like some kind of cure for her, but that's not until right now, episode 7. It's like, oh, there's a cure for her, a potential cure for her. Now here's a good motivation to do this, but he's already like super strong now.
Yeah, so. See, at that point, I'm just thinking, oh man, I just want to keep getting powered up, overpowered here. Yeah. Let's go.
I get where you guys are going on this one, but I have to interject here. So it's not like, yeah, he's doing it, but then it's not like he doesn't care about his mom, because otherwise he wouldn't pay for the bill, right?
Right.
He wouldn't care about paying for the hospital bill. It's just at the time there was no known cure to help his mom. All they know is just that people fall into the state of a coma, basically, and who knows when they wake up? They don't know
because of these portals, right?
Yeah, because of what's been happening with all the dungeons. Yeah, ever since it started popping up, then people would get sick and fall into these comas, and then so, you know, basically, there's nothing for him to do besides just let his mom like live, like, you know, stay alive in the hospital. You know, basically be in life support in a hospital until the day that maybe she can come back or someone finds a cure. You know? So in the back of my mind, like, yeah, he always has that intent to help his mom, but he just can't do anything because there's nothing to it.
Help in terms of just hospital bills.
Yeah.
Right?
Help in the sense that, okay, just paying the bills to make sure she stays there.
I can't understand why. I don't understand like why this line of work when he's almost died many times just to pay for your, like, what if you die? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he's an E rank. He's already the weakest guy. He's already, I think they did say like he's almost been killed several times. Like he's been saved by that healer girl.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what if you do die? It's like, was that worth the risk just to make a little more money? to pay for. He's still low on money. Like he was behind on rent. Like he's not even making real money.
Man, you're really hung up on this part, huh?
Well, I just think the motivation is weak, and I know we're past it now. And now he's like super strong, and he's not weak anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But just throwing that in there, like, oh, now there's this little extra MacGuffin. Like, I got to get the 3 parts to complete this elixir of life.
Yeah, he has a chance to cure his mom.
To cure his mom.
Yeah, potentially.
That's a good motivator, and that should have been there in the beginning, I think.
Well, I mean,
in some capacity.
Think of him in the beginning. He's just a lowly E rank. What could he possibly do? Like, he can't possibly go through all these dangerous dungeons to find a cure for his mom. Although he probably would have if he. It was like, it's beyond the realm of his like understanding because he's just so low level.
Mm-hmm.
So the only thing he can do is just support his family.
No, I'm saying in that instance, don't even be a hunter at all. You already have a job.
But they already established that's not enough.
He wasn't making enough anyway as a hunter.
No, I mean,
right?
they established that him being a hunter was more profitable than him working. We talked about this.
Well, he's weak. He was weak, so he couldn't really kill the high level monsters. Now that he's killing high level monsters, he can.
They weren't giving any loot.
But even in the E rank, he was still making more than when he was working his normal job.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, which I talked about during the first couple episodes. But anyways, we're way beyond that now.
I just don't know if it's worth. I don't know, putting your life at risk like that in a more realistic setting. I know this is just cartoon, but.
Mm-hmm.
Character motivation has to make sense, and it's a weird leap to me.
Okay,
but yeah, it's good that they have this now. So it's like I'm not just gonna level up. I'm here to save my mom now. I guess that's okay.
Well, I mean, it is called solo leveling, so it's about a character leveling up.
Yeah,
not about a character curing his mom from a disease. But
that'd be a nice story.
Yeah. Well, for another time. So we got this. We got episode 7 going on. I said it. You guys want to recap it, or want me to keep recapping it?
All I know is that he enters another dungeon and he fights a 3-headed dog.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So we left off. Okay. So his motivation. He saw his mom. He's like, all right, I got to do this dungeon because I could potentially find a cure, for all diseases. So then he enters the dungeon. And I remember seeing a little blip about when he enters, it's S rank difficulty, which once he enters, it's like, holy crap, yeah, Cerberus, 300 wolf. Actually, even in the, I'm not sure if it's mentioned in the beginning, but I took pictures. I don't know from what point, but he also has a title, Wolf Assassin, which he got from when he was killing all those wolves in the first event dungeon that he did.
Mm-hmm.
So, along with all his skills and all of his power-ups, he's also getting titles, which gives him special, abilities on top of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Because when he killed all those hunters, he got murderous intent, which I said, causes a debuff on his enemies.
I don't know. It's just coincidental. They'll probably put in like brother killer experience points next or something.
Yeah. So when he gets all these titles, it gives him some other special abilities on top of everything else he's gaining. Leveling up all his core abilities or his core stats, and then gaining other ability like dash. He uses dash a lot, and then other things with his titles for just defeating certain enemies.
Yeah, like Mother Healer, and then he'll get like plus 90 experience points or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Bahamut.
Yeah. So when he's fighting Cerberus, he's basically getting his butt whooped, right?
Right.
Yeah. He was like, oh, okay, this is a lot harder than he thought it would. Like, his health bar HP just keeps going down every time he squares up against the monster. And even I thought his arm got ripped off again, but it's just, Cerberus biting down on his arm, or bit down on his arm. Well, here we go again. Just like the double dungeon.
Maybe he auto-healed while he was biting down.
Yeah.
Like endless jerky.
Yeah. Well, there was a couple of things. So at one point, there was a skill called willpower. I don't know if it was something. I forgot where I screenshotted this. But basically, it says his HP, if it's 30% or less, he gets a buff where damage is reduced by 50%. So it's like the system is working to keep him alive. And he makes note of that because every time that his HP goes low, he's getting alerted. Your life's getting low. You're about to die. Do something. So that's when he starts hiding. And then he remembers that he has a gift shop that he can access through his system. Mm-hmm. And then he buys like HP
like potions.
Yeah. It only heals 100 HP. Oh, great.
He should have bought high potion or X potion.
Try to see what it is. So I try to stop and take snapshots. So at least in the potions, there was divine healing potions or divine healing potion for 10,000 G. I don't know if that means gold or what. But he ends up getting only exclusive healing potion, which is only 300 G, 300 gold, I guess. So he didn't spend that much, and that the one he got only gave him 100 HP per potion. Not enough, but just enough to get him alive for a little bit. But the main thing that actually changed the tide was when he took that one venom potion. Remember?
When did he take it?
So there was this pot. It was purple, this potion. And that was that he got from defeating the snake.
This is when he's fighting Cerberus.
Yeah, Cerberus. Okay, Cerberus. So like he's hiding back. He's like, man, I can't keep doing this. I'm getting my ass. Yeah.
Was it alcohol that he took?
No. It was the purple potion thing, the poison thing that he got from defeating the snake.
Okay.
Casca snake.
I see.
Yeah, I forgot. A couple episodes back, and so it's called Casca's venom gland. Category poison. So it gives Casca's armor scales. It reduces physical damage by 20%, but it will damage his muscles, so it reduces his strength by 35%. This pouch contains refined Casca poison. On rare occasions, you can harvest this from a Casca. Once you drink it, your skin will harden, but your muscles will permanently damage from the poison.
Wait, are you looking that up in the episode itself? Because I wouldn't have had time to read all that.
Oh, you didn't?
No,
man.
It's in Korean. Did you read it in Korean?
No, I mean I thought he was looking up some Wikipedia on.
No, I literally took screonshots.
Oh, okay, from the
episode.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to be totally purist from just watching the anime. So, yeah, I would watch it and I'd pause it, rewind it, pause it, and then just take a little snapshot.
In real time,
that's a lot to read. They should have translated that.
Yeah, that's why I did.
Caption.
That's why I did for you guys.
Oh, that's dumb. I actually didn't know what that was.
That's what you get. See, when you get into the real deep dive of the episode, then you get a deeper appreciation for it.
Goodness gracious.
And then you don't harp on like, I don't get his motivation.
Oh, wow. Oh, man. Okay.
All right. That's going to be a B-roll clip.
Next time I'll pause the screen so I can keep up with this deep show.
That's cool. I know. Deep emotional impact. But anyways, okay, so Cerberus getting his butt whooped until he gets the poison. And pretty much all that is just so he can kind of wear off the timer. Because once that timer runs out for Cerberus, then he's finally able to counterattack again and get him, right?
He loses his buff.
Yeah,
right, yeah.
Cerberus loses the buff, right? Yeah. And so he's not doubled whatever, strength, armor, etc. So Jinwoo's slicing with his special daggers.
He likes to go for the eyes. He goes for the eyes a lot.
He does. Well,
eyes are sensitive.
Yeah. What's that? The eyes are the keys to your soul, or that portal to your soul. He's really taking that to heart. So then he's able to slice it up. It gets the debuffs. It sticks this time. But then, like you said, he stabs the eye. Well, this time around it's because he got he's chomped on.
Oh yeah,
right.
It's like half his body's gone or something.
Yeah. Well, not got. It's just like stuck in between.
He regenerates, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the endless jerky thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Endless jerky thing.
he keeps biting his arm off, but it keeps reattaching.
Right.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's like that. That's that special skill he has. Yeah, I mean, they even showed it like right after he defeats Cerberus. You know, he falls to the ground, and then you see a little smoke come off of his body, and then that's just him regenerating his healing factor for leveling up. So I don't know. I mean, it showed that he leveled up again. So what? He's probably 28 or something now, or close to 30.
Right.
Yeah. So then, if he was at 18 taking on a C rank, and then 20 wiping out those C rank hunters, and then so if he's closer to 30, he's at least above B rank, maybe A rank by now. I don't know.
But I mean, he's punching way above his weight. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, way above, which is even better. And then this is when he defeats Cerberus, and then that's when he gets the recipe, right, for the cure. So he doesn't get the actual cure yet, but he has to get it from 3 different items in order to craft it. And in order to craft it, he has to get to that fiery dungeon that we saw, that tower. Mm. So that actually leads in. Oh man, okay, that's how the episode ends. But that leads into the next, I guess, episode or arc, because he can't do it yet. He knows that, okay, if I go in, I'm definitely gonna die, because he basically would have died from Cerberus if he didn't have all his, like healing skills or rebuffs or whatever. So he knows he has to level up in order to take on that dungeon. So I don't know if that's going to be something that's even going to be, discovered this season. It'll probably be put off next season. That's my theory right now, at least. I don't know what you guys think. Is there any thoughts on that?
Where does it go from here? He just levels up and then for 3 more episodes.
Yeah. Oh, the other thing I forgot to put is that his Gina told Jinwoo that Jinho wanted to meet up with him. Hey, Jinho called you. Say you want to meet up. Remember that part?
Who's Jinho?
The armor dude. The expensive armor. The son of the construction guy. Okay. So they meet up at a cafe.
Wants to start his own Avengers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jinho wants to start his own guild. He's like, he's begging Jinwoo, hey, can you take me through 19 more dungeon raids?
Right.
Was that before or after Cerberus?
That was before Cerberus.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that. We were chatting.
So basically, he's asking Jinho to take him through all those 19 more raids so that he could qualify to become a guild master.
Yeah.
And then he was offering him, okay, we're going to get this building. It's worth 30 billion. I was like, oh, okay. I don't know how I didn't get it. I don't know if it's a translation issue, but he said, why is he showing a building worth 30 billion? Right. Then later on, he talks to his sister, like, what would you do if you had 30 billion? So I was like, I'm wondering if there's a translation issue there, because Jinho wasn't offering him 30 billion. He was showing him $30 billion building.
Right.
I got a little bit confused about that part. Yeah.
So Jinho, what is he? He knows that Jinwoo is overrated.
Oh yeah.
Underrated. Sorry, he's underrated. He's not rated properly, so he knows for sure that.
Yeah. At least in his mind or his idea is that Jinwoo is like hiding his true skill.
Right.
At least that was evident when they were fighting the spider, or when Jinwoo was fighting the spider, and then the spider dungeon boss.
Isn't he hiding it?
The system stats aren't showing up as the ranking stats in.
I don't know if they would. Well, because when he got retested
or something,
it was before the system was leveling him up.
Right.
It was before he did anything. Like, he didn't do any daily quests. He didn't do a dungeon yet. It was before that happened. It was just right after the double dungeon. So when he got retested to see if he got a reawakening, it was still low at a 10, power level 10. When they mentioned that, most E ranks are usually power level 70. So they totally just, ignored this guy because he's so weak. So, but Jinho also made a comment during the spider dungeon fight that, he's heard that people out there in this world will somehow mask their power level. And so they will appear weaker on their, ranking, but then they're actually higher level than what they are reported as.
So there is a power in that world that allows them to do that.
I guess there must be, because
Yeah.
Jinho mentioned it and said, "Hey, it's something that he's heard of. It's something that he's done." So I don't know if that's all he thinks about it. So all he knows, Jinho, is that Jinwoo is an E rank, but he's definitely punching way higher than that. He's just wanting him to take him on these 19 more raids so he could be qualified as a guild master.
Is that where it ends? Is that
No, that was at the
that's
ending.
that's the beginning.
That
of the
was
episode.
that was near the middle-ish, beginning-ish.
Yeah.
Before he goes to Cerberus. I was just trying to point that out because we skipped it, or I skipped it.
No, cool. Well, maybe he has a bigger role.
What was his rewards
After all.
for Cerberus?
That was the tower key and a recipe. Was it tower key or
Okay.
just a recipe?
Okay, and
Yeah.
Like he has to like 3 components to complete the
Mhm.
elixir.
Yeah, so he gets the recipe for that cure all.
this one I don't think wasn't as good as episode 6, but it moved it along. He got what he needs for his mom, or he got the recipe he needs for his mom.
Mm-hmm. It's like a blow or meats. This time it's only meats.
Meats.
Sounds like a little bit lower.
If he maybe fought like 6 Cerberuses or something like that.
Oh, then he would definitely
Yeah,
died.
oh, for sure.
Dude, he was dying from just one.
Yeah.
Well, of course, plot armor. So
I know.
yeah.
No, but yeah, it was a good episode. Just I liked the other one before it, episode 6.
Gotcha. Yeah, that one it was just more gritty.
Yeah.
Because of the stakes of what was going on.
You got like revenge.
Yeah. So he definitely felt more with that one. This one was just like, he's just trolling. He's just going along with the next mission, next dungeon.
Right.
Just moving along. All right. Time to
I
keep
wonder
going.
if that's going to be a common thing. Like he's just going to find the next big monster, get a little hurt, and then overcome it.
Mm-hmm.
Some kind of, I don't know, buff or something.
Yeah.
It might say like Sailor Moon, like Monster of the Week kind of thing.
I think so.
I think with also other dangers sprinkled in. Because, like the last one was those hunters that were about to kill him. And then I think next that's going to be oncoming is like the younger brother of that hunter wanting to have revenge on them. So that's eventually going to happen.
Yeah, but it's like the perspective is kind of different. Like I never felt he was in danger by those hunters. It's more like, oh, he's going to show these hunters up because we know that he's super strong. He's going to like destroy them
for sure. Yeah, that was like a whole other situation there. So
yeah.
So
I wonder, like, as opposed to like Monster of the Week kind of show where the hero looks overpowered. We're kind of approaching this where it's like, oh, we're going to show you how strong, we're going to see how strong this hero is kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not, the consequences are a little different, I guess. It's like we want to see how strong Jinwoo is. We're going to see him like pummel every time he meets a new monster. Like, oh, how's he going to destroy this monster?
Oh, that reminds me. Have you watched the intro yet? Have you not skipped it?
Yeah, I saw the intro.
I think that spoils a lot already because if you watch the intro and like actually analyze it, you see the kind of monsters or things that Jinwoo fights, right?
Yeah, like a quick montage, but I'm not pausing it, so.
Oh, you don't have to pause it. I mean, I'm just seeing it every time I'm watching the show. And then it's like, okay. He fights pretty big monster at one point, and it's in the city, so there's going to be a breakout at some point. He fights some red armored guy who looks really tough. And then he fights this whole slew of different, like, I don't know if they're an army or something. And then
well, I mean, they're all large, right?
Yeah.
Like, Cerberus is large.
Yeah.
And what's episode 2? The one he threw a knife at and it just collapsed?
Yeah,
like, that's the size of a city, right?
Yeah.
The
golem. But that was a weak one. So
yeah.
Size doesn't necessarily correlate to power.
I think it scales. I think as the episodes come along, he's just as powerful, right?
Yeah.
Standing on top of a planet.
Yeah.
He's in outer space.
Scale.
Galactus.
He's gonna be super powered. I mean, that's basically what's leveling. He's solo leveling, so he's just keep leveling up each episode. True to the name.
I mean, they could have it like that and just say, the golem's like double S rank, and then he throws it and kills him in like one hit.
Oh, seems like he's gonna have that dagger for a while though.
Oh yeah.
So what are similar shows to this that you've already seen? Either of you?
Solo level?
Marqui?
Yeah, where a guy just levels up and gets stronger and stronger. Like, I thought this is a common,
I don't know, trope
type of, or like subgenre of anime, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know.
I thought this was common.
Yeah, I didn't mention it, but I do know of more that are like it, like the unwanted, undead.
Oh yeah, unwanted. That's one version. The same season. It's going on same season as
or even that spider one. It's still similar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what? I'm a spider.
Yeah. So I'm a spider.
Don't know what to really get into, but that was still similar.
So, like, where do these shows go? Like, they just get stronger and stronger, and then what? They just fight stronger.
They're like the ultimate being of the universe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Like, at least from the recaps for So What, I'm a Spider. I'm only mentioning because we mentioned this in the previous episodes. But when I watch a recap, it's like, okay, that spider becomes more powerful over the course of, I don't know, the season or however long it's going, until it gets to a point where she becomes uber powerful. And it just like what Marqui alluded to, it just ups the ante of the adversaries that the main character faces. So, yeah, it kind of just repeats that, but it's just like...
For that spider show, is there any like desire to...
Yeah, she levels up. She
to not be a spider? Or she just wants to be a stronger spider.
Spoilers? Spoiler talk?
Go ahead.
Who cares? Whatever.
Go ahead. I don't remember.
Yeah, we're not going to watch. So, spoiler talk.
Bleep it out for the listeners.
Yes. It's... The spider girl, she just accepts the fact that she's a spider, and she just wants to survive. But she just wants to like get out of that cavernous area that she's in and reach the surface area. So in order for her to do that, she needs to get stronger in order to get through all the monsters that are in the caves and make it to the surface. As she progresses, she finds out that she can get a better exoskeleton and actually have an appearance to look human again, basically. And so as the show progresses, she actually kind of reincarnates, not reincarnates, but her exoskeleton becomes...
She can disguise herself as a human.
Yes, basically.
Okay.
But then with like whatever her special ability is at that time, it turns into more magic based. So it's pretty interesting. Like, I like the recaps. I just wish the show wasn't so slow getting to those points, but yeah. Or annoying, like how I mentioned before. So yeah.
Well, that's a cool premise. If she like wants to be human again, like I can see like the steps to get to that point where she could get to become a human or look human, right?
Yeah. The story told through the recap made it really interesting to me, and then when you watch it with her self-talking notes to herself, it kind of threw me off. Yeah. I was like, no, a little too much.
Yeah,
I'm just wondering where solo leveling's gonna go, other than just getting stronger.
Yeah,
that's it, man. That's it.
That's
the formula. That's the formula.
I think Marqui's favorite thing, just being overpowered for all the levels.
Yeah,
right?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I kind of get it. I mean, I can kind of spoil myself.
That kind of sucks.
I mean,
like that's it.
Power fantasy.
I think me and Marqui are digging it pretty well. I'm digging it wholly. Raymond, it doesn't seem like you're feeling it.
I'm chugging along.
Yeah, but not as much to degree as Marqui and myself.
I guess I'm wanting a little more because this is such a popular anime.
Yeah.
Well, to me, like it just the main character just matches and over exceeds everything, right? So you already know it's like it's kind of like the Hulk overpowering, or the Superman. You know what I mean? It's like
the way he fought the Cerberus, it kind of follows the same beats of him fighting the snake.
It's the same
right?
formula.
It's
gonna
the
be
same
like,
thing.
yeah.
It's like, is there anything else? I see that there's this formula to save his mom. Maybe he doesn't get it.
Yeah.
Or maybe it doesn't work on her.
At this
Or-
point, it's like a side quest, and it's nothing, right?
Right.
But I mean, you bring up an interesting point. Maybe that becomes a motivator. Like the spell doesn't actually work on the mom, so he has to keep doing whatever he has to do in order to find something that will work.
Yeah, I just wish there was another goal for him. Otherwise, like it's gonna get dull. This doesn't get dull. I just thought it's like I see a lot of action scenes without any like heft to it.
Like for me, I never go back and think like while he's fighting the dungeon, I'm like, oh, what about his mom? Is his mom okay? I never think that. I'm always, oh, he's gonna beat this next.
Yeah,
This next
I'm ready
boss.
to see what's the next act. Like for me, yeah, I like the action. I want to see what's going on. So I'm in for the cheap thrill.
Well,
Everything else, like story beats, the plot, the whatever, that's secondary to me.
No, I don't mean it as being heartless or anything. It's just like I just it's like
I guess. Go ahead.
it just never hits. It never crosses my mind because it just seems like I don't know why they at that point.
You're in for the adventure, right? You're in to see this
that
guy.
motivation is not the real motivation for him. I think he
guess,
just wants.
When I see action like in animation form, it doesn't. It just looks like noise to me. If this were like a live action and it's like a Jackie Chan movie where the plot is secondary and like the fighting is kind of the main draw, that's entertaining to me because it's well choreographed, it's real people, and like the stunts that he's doing is entertaining. In animation, you can animate anything, and I feel like it's just noise. If we're just gonna keep doing this, so it's like I guess I would want a little more than just fight giant snake, fight giant dog. Now I'm stronger. I'm gonna put these points here and fight Galactus. Fight eternity.
I think
That's basically it.
I think that's what it's going to be.
Yeah. I mean,
Maybe. Well, I did read in the article you sent. There's going to be a live action adaptation of this.
oh really? Oh wow.
So maybe we'll see some nicely choreographed martial arts fighting.
Yeah, there you go. More
And
of what
maybe
you like.
that's something I think.
A live action movie or a live action show?
I have to click on the link again. Oh, I think it's just a movie,
Oh,
Yeah.
but it might be like a TV movie.
okay.
It's in the article Elmar linked.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on the text. You
Nice.
guys will see.
I'll look it up.
All right. So Raymond's just biased against animated action.
No, I see his point because it's
a live action drama.
It's rinse and
Yeah.
repeat. I
Yeah.
see his point. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, I know.
It's I
But
couldn't
for
watch
me-
Sailor Moon over and over because it's this monster of the week.
Mhm.
right.
Well, actually,
Well-
I could because Sailor Moon has more than just the monsters. There's a little
Romance.
romantic subplot. That's
Tuxedo mask.
that's kind of fun too.
All I can say is that there's got to be more than that, because otherwise, what draws people to this anime, to this manhwa? What makes it so popular? There's got to be something more to it. So
Yeah, that's
I have
for sure
faith
there's
that there's
story
going to be
there.
a little bit more than just beat 'em up monster level up each week.
Yeah.
There's going to be something else. I'm sure of it. At least that's my theory. That's
you
my
can
hope.
Dragon Ball Z this.
Yeah.
Or
Oh,
could
it's
you?
faster, way faster pace than Dragon Ball Z, at least. At this rate, he's what's it called?
Oh, what's that?
Super Saiyan Goku by within the first season, or he's Ultra Instinct Goku.
Speed running it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at the pace this anime is going, at this, like, in comparing it to Dragon Ball Z, is like, okay, you go from Goku being a kid to being Super Saiyan Goku, by the end of the season.
Yeah.
And then, like, by next season he becomes Ultra Instinct Goku. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, but there's even more to that. At the very end, it just gets ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's the point I'm getting. Over several seasons of Dragon Ball, in this just one season or a few episodes of Solo Leveling, you're already getting this character that's getting way powered up. So that's the kind of analogy I'm trying to put.
What is it called? Like a MacGuffin? There's always like a MacGuffin in every episode or something.
Well, right now
Yeah.
it's the elixir.
Right.
Yeah, he's always going to have something that's going to help him out in a tough situation.
Yeah, it's the plot armor, I guess. But I mean, that's it. Yeah. I mean, I'm not hating. I like the show.
Well, I didn't know I didn't even know what the purple stuff was that he took. Actually, I didn't think about that.
I thought it was alcohol. I thought it was like. I thought
he was drinking alcohol earlier.
Yeah, because I thought.
Yeah, because they alluded to drinking.
Right.
Like, he brought some sort of liquor with him.
Mm-hmm. But I think that's part of what the story is. Like, when he was drinking beer, it wasn't affecting him because of his skill. So I'm thinking, alluding to him taking that poison that Casca's. It buffed him and it weakened him, but maybe it didn't really affect him negatively because he's anti-toxic, you know.
Because you know how in like real life when people drink alcohol and they get in car accidents, those people tend to survive the car accidents, whereas the people that weren't drinking, they tend to.
That relates.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Anyways, I think that's basically how the show ends. Jinwoo gets all that stuff. He defeats Cerberus. He has the recipe for the elixir. He knows he has to take on that tower, that fiery tower, but he's definitely
that's probably where the season will end. He's probably going to enter, or he's going to complete it.
Yeah, that's a really good
I hope it's not just entering, because we have 8, 9, 10. We have 5 more episodes.
12 episodes this season, right?
Yeah. At least
we're only on
what
7. So we have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He better not be entering at the end of episode 12.
I don't think they're going to do that.
He better be exiting.
It's pretty consistent. It progresses pretty quickly. Yeah.
At this pace. Well, he has to defeat 3. I'm assuming he has to defeat 3 bosses at minimum in order to get those 3 items he needs, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe he goes back to the rich kid. He says, "Okay, let's do 19 dungeons now."
So you think it'll conclude?
It'll be 19 episodes of each week's going to be a different raid.
You think he'll fight the other brother?
I think eventually,
by the end of the season.
Not probably like the threat to lead up to season 2. Some sort of cliffhanger.
Yeah, that might be it. Like the S rank. He finally has a chance to fight an S rank level hunter and see how he matches up to that.
Yeah, I can see that. That's the conclusion.
I mean, there's a lot of manhwa out there, so like, there's got to be some sort of story there.
Yeah. There's a draw. So, we just don't know it yet because, we're not there.
Yeah.
So we're just in it for this ride as just anime only viewers. So, yeah.
Well, I was going to get the Soma Spider Silhouette manga for Marqui.
Yeah. Whenever we deep dive back into that later.
When it's on sale.
Yeah. But anyways. So, okay. Let me get your ratings, you guys, on this episode 7 of Solo Leveling.
Out of 5, right?
No, out of work time fun.
Expectations.
Out of expectations. Met expectations.
All right.
Yeah.
Raymond?
Yeah, same. Meets expectations.
Yeah. I'll say.
But my expectations are, they're starting to get a little low.
for the series, yeah.
Well, okay. I mean, I saw what I expected to see.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Meets expectations, but I'm a bit more hopeful than you on it. So, or at least I'm still enjoying the ride, even though it's just mindless dungeon fighting and leveling. But
is it like more?
Well, I hope there's more. I think Attack on Titan is the other popular anime recently, and that's a great premise.
Yeah.
And, I think maybe we'll get there. I'm not down on this show entirely.
Yeah. I think Attack on Titan, you were like just amazed about what developed over the seasons, like what new revelation occurred in the story. So I think we can expect that out of the show, or at least I hope.
Yeah. I thought that was a cool premise, and maybe this will have something. But right now it's a little middling.
Cool. All right. I think that caps it up for us for Solo Leveling episode 6 and Solo Leveling episode 7. So, any final thoughts, final words, you guys?
No, I think next week is 7, like 8.5 or 7.5.
7.5.
7.5.
Mm-hmm. So there might be a little break. So maybe we'll catch up on some of the show or movie.
Yeah, there's Dune 2 coming out. And then what's the other one?
Madam Web.
Madam Web.
That's out.
Yeah. Nah, just messing. So,
Oh,
yeah. We'll see. All right. So if that's it, plugs again or anything else?
well, if you want to read my review of Raya and the Last Dragon, you can go to my Letterboxd. It's Paid Lunch Break, all one word, capital P, capital L, capital B. And yeah, I'll probably be watching Disney movies because my daughter is of that age where she can handle them. So yeah, you can follow along.
Cool.
See how I feel about them.
All right. Make sure to not miss Deadpool and Logan, right?
Oh, Disney animated.
Copy that. X-Men 97. All right. Cool. All right. That wraps it up for us. So I hope you all enjoyed listening to us. I hope you enjoyed listening to our podcast. So until next time, have a fantastic day. Hey guys, thanks for listening to our show. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback for us, we greatly appreciate that. If you can send us an email to worktimefunpodcast@gmail.com, or you can send us a message at X, formerly known as Twitter, and our handle is @worktimefunpod. Thanks again.